Welcome back, folks. My apologies. Well, I apologise for Codemasters servers. We have got plenty of time left in Q2 to enjoy the resumption of this one. This is riding on board Jacques, whose current lap is pretty slow, you have to say, and obviously not able to maximise this one. Pampern, though, is still on the bubble here in 14th place, having invalidated that first run through the first outing out of the pits, so we'll join him on board. Hopefully he can get a representative time on the board, no less than that. But with 4 minutes to go, it is time to really put the hammer down and make sure you can get those laps in. Looks like anybody from P8 at the moment downwards is certainly going to need to go again and try and extend their time that they've set. My apologies, I forgot the warning that I should be giving out to everybody, that if we do get cut off, this is what we should do, is go back to the the channel homepage and hit refresh so that you can pick up the new live stream. I think we might have to just get used to this for another few weeks. Oh dear me, Pampern hitting the pit wall. I don't think it's caused any major damage on the car, but that's no way to treat that way. It has caused major damage, so if he was looking for a second run, that's put pay to that one. P10 for Pampern, 142.399 is definitely still going to be vulnerable on the way through the rest of the lap. Here comes Avalak coming out. It's possible that he and Botta have decided to coordinate their efforts and try and give each other a tow. Looks like Avalak possibly giving Botta a tow here on the lap, and Avalak receiving a tow possibly from the car in front as well. And across the line in P5, a 41.4 for Avalak, and he needs to get out of his teammate's way as well, although he is only on an out lap, so not a huge amount of bother for him. So still on the bubble, Botta here on a 43.777. Chums, Esitronic will not feature further in our qualifying coverage. He'll start in 14th, no higher, with Top Gun as well. Pampern, I still think J-Boy will be vulnerable, and Sir Hamrick confident on a 41.7. Will he live to regret that, I wonder? That is a big question for me right now. So Botta trying to lift himself away from that P12 and into Q3. Slight distraction ahead of him on track, but I think he'll be okay. Used to be an Alpine, perhaps. It's causing that. And down we go into turn 15. Holding third gear, Botta, which is slightly less risky than trying to use the second gear. Panda then with the fastest time still, 40.6, and Martin and Stoffel have both retired from the session, so giving plenty of chance to the guys further down who are on the bubble for being eliminated. Botta heads to the line then. This is possibly his only shot really, and it's a P11. It's a 42.7. He lifts himself by one position, but there's no real advantage this game, just starting P11, and I think he'll be less than happy with that one. Depends how much fuel he's got left in the car. I wonder if he'll go again and try and improve that. Here's Top Gun. We've got Chums as well, who is just ahead of Top Gun on track. We'll watch him get through his first sector. He's half a second faster through his first sector. That's not enough to lift himself above his teammate, let alone out of Q2. And Thiago says, getting Etienne, my uncle. Which one is Etienne? Thiago. And hi to Thiago as well, another friend from a different server. Who's Etienne? Help me out here. Shellin says Top Gun is so that's Etienne. Okay, cool. stay on board with Top Gun then. But we'll just check in with Chums, and he's got a 1.5 second improvement so far through sector 2, so that's very helpful. In the other Williams, will Chums lift himself up out of the danger zone here? He only manages to depose Top Gun himself, so Top Gun will be looking on this straight to try and secure his place in Q3 if he can. You sprint for the line, seconds tick by, drives you crazy, and I'm afraid I didn't see what the final result was. There we go, so he got 4th in the end. Wow, Top Gun with a time jumping massively up the order at the end of Q2, and that is then a fantastic time for Top Gun up into the top 10, the top 5. There's Sergeant Panda on top, 40.6, the fastest time. We've still got the only prediction so far for pole was Mango, who said 40.0. There's Martin Stoffel, Top Gun, Burn It Down, J-Boy, Avalak, Saltzmeister, and Sir Hamrick. And we, having lost more drivers than I was expecting to in Q1, we lost fewer than I had feared in Q2. It's Pampern, Botta, Chums, and Essitronic out, and they will have to wait through the next one to the next session before they can race with us. Hopefully we will be able to hold the stream and continue with you. We are obviously only in week 3 of the game, so we're being quite optimistic running a league through this stage of the game development. There's no major updates. Shellin says 39.9. Is that just to be that shade one way or the other from Mango's prediction, I wonder? Well, the 10 drivers will take only have 12 minutes to go for it. I think 3 runs would be stretching it with a near 2-minute laps. Well, effectively you're spending around 6 minutes just doing an out, a fast, and an in lap. So it's very difficult to get around and do 2 complete cycles of that. We could see drivers wait for a good space on track, but it wouldn't surprise me to see some drivers just only managing the 1 clear run, whether that's a double stack run or not. But they're pouring out of the pits at this early stage, so they're clearly trying to get away with it and get an extra lap in. I think Burn It Down is the first one on track, so that should be very, very interesting. I'm going to put telemetry on for qualifying just for the hay of it and see where the drivers are using their ERS, of course. These are your top 10 drivers so far then around Baku here in Division 2. Again, a very high proportion of Caucasian spectators in Azerbaijan, and many of them in long sleeves or coats, which yeah, is a little bit odd looking. Welcome if you're just joining us. This is Full Throttle Racing's Division 2 around the streets of Azerbaijan. This is round 2 of the Season 7 Championship, and we ride on board with Burn It Down in the McLaren, who are possibly the strongest team at the moment, and Joshua says let's go Alpines, so we know where his allegiances lie. Here is Burn It Down then, surviving the first 2 corners without contact with the walls. How hard do you push if this could be your only real run? A little bit of wheel spin on throttle. It does seem like it's super easy to light up the rears, even in 4th or 5th gear. Paris says go Williams. which is great. We've got a nice rainbow of support from everybody. Very impressively close to the walls is Burn It Down through the castle. Got no option if you want to be quick. He's saving a lot of ERS for the blast down the main straight here. And Tormund is supporting Merc. And Panda had the fastest time. Tormund, if you're only just joining us, had the fastest time in Q2. 40.6. Current predictions range from a 40.0 and a super risky 39.9 from Shellin. Any advance on 39.9 for Pole? Well, Burn It Down is just ticked over to the 40s, a 40.2. His fastest time, the fastest time we've seen so far this evening. And we'll see who else is about to finish the lap. It is Sergeant Panda heading for the line next up, with an Aston Martin between himself and his teammate. I always say Sergeant Panda. I'm assuming there isn't a race team called SGT. He gets a 41.5, some distance away, honestly, from what I was expecting. J-Boy a 42.4, so there's some big gaps in the field. There is Avalak coming into the pits, having invalidated his first lap. We've got Saltzmeister, I believe, about to close out his first attempt. So Avalak's going to have to do it all in one or a double run here. 41.6 for Saltzmeister. Sir Hamrick is just closing out the lap as well. Is that Jacques? Just ahead of him. It is Jacques on a 17.6 middle sector. So we'll ride with Jacques. And I'll try and keep track of the outlap order, but a 40.1 now for Martin, beats out Burn It Down by 1.5 tenths of a second. Jacques a 42.2, and then here comes Sir Hamrick straight into the pits, obviously not happy with his lap. Stoffel, is he actually running a lap here, or is he doing an in-lap? I wonder. Might do him well just to register a time on the board. But if he's looking to try and get the car turned around in the garage, then we'll need to get a move on here. May get a tow from the car in front. Draining the battery, not really pressing the deploy button until the exit of turn 19, so you know you're safe. Here comes Stoffel. Don't go too close to that pit wall, as Pampern found out, but Stoffel gets a 41.6. And Avalak is already back out on an outlap because, of course, he had to bail his first one and didn't complete his 3-lap combination for the first run. So no advances on a 39.9 then. Nobody thinks it's going to go even lower than that. A 40.1 is what we have on the board at the moment. Avalak will be the first one out. Everybody else is on their way back into the pits and hoping to turn the car around quickly enough to get back out, but we could have a little traffic jam at the end of this session. I don't know that the McLaren of Burn It Down or the Aston Martin of Stoffel will be able to have time really to turn those cars around in the pits. Maybe just going for the one lap here. And the penalty for using your qualifying tyre for 2 laps far reduced from, of course, the previous game mechanics and rulebook. So we'll ride with Avalak. Expecting that the McLaren is on its way in here of Burn It Down. Definitely slowing. So Avalak through turn 1 safely, just try and survive those first 2 corners, get a decent slingshot down this shorter straight, but it's still quite a long straight by most track measurements, into the treacherous turn 3. Will we see anything exciting into that turn tonight in the race? Remains to be seen. surviving turns 4 and then through into 5 and 6 now. Nice wide entry to 6 for an early throttle deployment, looking to stay away from that curb. But this one you can absolutely steal the corner of turn 7. This one you definitely can't steal corners. This is 8, 9, 10 and 11 in fast succession, followed by turn 12 of course, which is late on the throttle out of the corner. Threading the needle through here for the straightest line possible into the braking zone of turn 15. Very, very difficult through there. That might have been a hint of a rub on the wall there from Avalak through turn 16 now. Bit of a step of oversteer, double step of oversteer as the tyres get hot, and I think this lap is toast. It's absolutely toast now that he's just touched the wall again. He may, well, he's spending away to try and get a lap on the board, but he may have time to run around on a charge lap here. Avalak goes to the line. It's the slowest registered time so far, sadly, a 42.5, 1/10 slower than Avalak's time. Burn It Down is on his out lap though, and actually Panda has already started his race, his final hot lap. He was very, very efficient on his run so far to be able to be out here on his second fast lap, having actually registered a good time first out. So Sergeant Panda then a 1:41.5 so far, needs a big improvement to move up the grid, give himself the best race opportunity possible. Just had to trust there that the car was going to get out of the way. There's nothing much the car in front could do other than try and brake and hit the runoff area. Panda is 1.5 tenths faster only through sector 1, but we don't know if sector 2 or 3 was particularly poor on his previous laps. Through turn 7 then, getting the car rotated nicely. A hint of an over rotation slightly, and shaving the barrier on the left hand side through the castle section, turn 8 and 9. Wow, very, very close to session ending damage for Panda. He's pushing hard here. One more major braking zone until we get an update on his lap. There's a car just hanging around here. That's not going to impress him. 7/10, 3/4 of a second improvement through sector 2. That's where he was struggling previously. So this one looking good for Panda. Can he move his way up the field? He could be on for a top 3 starting position so far. Burn It Down is on a lap as well, but Sergeant Panda then from P4, can he get himself any further up the grid? Onto P3 he does, a 40.666 for Panda. Burn It Down will be worth a watch though, as he is next then to try and either defend that front row start, but I think he's probably gunning for a potential pole position lap here. Burn It Down, usually beaten by a narrow margin by his teammate. They are very, very evenly matched team, the McLaren team. Looks like Martin about to start his lap shortly after Burn It Down's second sector update will be live with us. We've got Salzmeister out on track, we've got Stoffel out on track too, but I'm keen to try and capture the pole lap in as much of its fullness as possible. Let's see Burn It Down then, using as much of the battery as he dare. 8 seconds remain on the clock. I don't think that's enough for him to have another go. It's now or never for Burn It Down. Checkered flag falls right now, and he manages to secure a 1:40.122, 12/100ths of a second slower than his teammate. I said they were closely matched, but I really didn't think it was that close. What about Martin though? He's now 1/10 up on his previous time. He's gunning for that 1:39 something lap that has escaped anybody so far. Already you can see the signs of tyre wear on those soft tyres. Looking good so far though for Martin. So what does his second sector look like? It's 2/10 up. It could be, will it be Mango or will it be Shellin's predictions? A 40-0 or a 39-9. It's all about how smoothly he can get through these final corners. Forgive me for not watching anybody else at this point. Salzmeister will cut to shortly, but here comes Martin for potential extended pole position. Possibly the fastest time tonight. It's a 39.940, almost directly between the two predictions, but we'll give it to Schellin. It's Martin on top with a fantastic 39.940 for McLaren driver, and a McLaren 1-2 no less as well. So very competitive session there. Great to see McLaren's flying so low, so close to each other. But it's Martin from Burn It Down. Then we get Sergeant Panda, Stoffel and Sir Hamrick in P5. Then Top Gun, J-Boy, Salzmeister managed to stay 8th. Then Jacques and Avalak, the server owner, in 10th place. Absolutely, Schellin now is collecting his kudos. And you can double up on that, Schellin, if you can give us 3 drivers for the podium. How different will the podium look from the start? Of course, double McLarens there and on the front row, followed by Panda. How will race pace compare to their quali paces, I wonder as well. So let's hunker down and enjoy this one. Pampun in the driver chat saying well done to Martin on that one. Still haven't fixed the weird flashing effects on the paddock and I'm assuming podium views here. Schellin says Burn It Down, Martin and Panda for podium. Okay. Not exactly an outside bet there, but we'll take it. Blazing sunshine on the start-finish straight here for the drivers. McLaren front row, followed by Mercedes and Aston Martin, Alpha Tauri. So 19 drivers will rejoin to do battle for this one for us. Check out tyre strategy. So medium tyres appears to be the consensus. Ron has gone for hard tyres, with the least to lose perhaps from the start. And then soft tyres on Salzmeister and Jacques. They're not splitting the strategies in the Alpine team. Pampern in the Haas, and then Shane and Cowboy. So Haas and Alpine are both going to be coming in at roughly similar times for both teammates. So they're going to need to watch out for that one. Everybody else on the medium tyres, and I tend to think that going to be the medium runners who have the opportunity to split their pit stop windows, or at least rely on track position opening up. It's also trial a request here. Let's see if you can do a driver of the day nomination as well. A prediction for driver of the day as awarded by the game, not by me. So what does the game say will be the driver with the most places gained overall? 26 laps of the near 2-minute lap of Baku await. So we should have a fantastic evening racing for you. I'll just make sure that you've liked this video as well, please, guys. And remember that if we run out, if the stream crashes for the second time tonight, please go back to the homepage. I will resume that stream as quickly as possible. And what I will say is that while the streams are crashing with fairly frequent regularity, one of the things that has been seemingly fixed from last year is the ability to use your original invite and get back into the session, which is crucial for a commentator. So I'll just run through the cars on circuit. I think, if I'm going to have to predict, I think we're going to see Martin, Panda and I think Stoffel on the podium. And I think the game is going to reward driver of the day to Ron. Actually, that's going to be my prediction. You've only got until lights out to make those predictions count. Welcome if you're just joining us. You're right on time for race time here in Baku. Tell me who you are here for, here to support if you're only just joining us. I'll do my best to do shout outs if I can, but you'll understand if my attention is on the race. We're ready to experience Azerbaijan as we're being instructed to. And drivers just assembling on the grid. We're getting repeated disqualifications for misaligning themselves in the grid order. Francois says Panda for the win. Nice, okay. Who else on the podium, Francois? Be quick about it. Look at all the DSQs when people don't park correctly. DeLuan is here for Top Gun. He's got a lot of fans tonight. He's got his nephew and his son. But we're about to get underway for you for 26 laps of Azerbaijan. Get ready as the excitement and the revs build. Look but don't stare at the lights, and it's drop the clutch and go 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 with a very short hold from the front. Burn it down, getting a beautiful launch, and Panda streaking off and right up against Martin here through turn 1. They tiptoe around each other, and that helps the Alpha Tauri of Sir Hamrick to get on the attack. He sticks the nose up the inside of turn 2 and just about rescues himself from what could have been a pretty difficult situation coming out of there. Shades of Force India of old. Next up, down on the attack comes Pampern versus Top Gun as they play very nicely through the corner, and there's a battle behind for the sister Williams. We've got big oversteer moment for Top Gun on those cool tyres, but Pampern up 4 places, AP Marg up 4 as well. Botta has lost out massively by losing 6 places, and lots of action going on down here in the midfield between Jacques Salzmeister, J-Boy and others. Yeah, the midfield pack very, very tightly placed here. Avalak has dropped, is level actually with where he started, it's saying, but he's also dropped a place. Shane is going 3, but Burn It Down holds the lead of the race so far, and he has gapped his teammate, who has also gapped Panda in the melee. Panda looking in his mirrors to see when Hamrick is going to come having a go next, as we run and have a look at the tyres in operation. It's the medium tyres that have helped the drivers get away. Oh, Sir Hamrick spins. Sir Hamrick with a 180 coming out of turn 16. That's not going to help his championship hopes. So Sir Hamrick down. I don't know that he's damaged the car too badly, but Pampern is 4 tenths away from Top Gun. It seems so far. Nobody else any closer to each other. As Burn It Down gets the first registered fastest lap for being first across the line here. It's Burn It Down, Martin, Panda, Stoffel, Top Gun, Pampern, Jacques, Salzmeister, J-Boy and Avalak. Your top 10 with Sir Hamrick has actually pitted. He must have damaged the car. Sir Hamrick, will that be a hard tyre run now for him? Ron up to 16th as we see Botta obviously explaining his slow start, was clearly suffering some damage as well. So that explains that a little bit. And here we have the mid-pack in battle for 7th as Salzmeister outbrakes himself next to his teammate, almost runs into his teammate, does run into the wall, and some very impatient driving going on so far, and we're only into lap 2. Esther is here for Top Gun as well. Father-in-law to be. Wow, he has got a lot of people cheering him on. Welcome, Esther, and thanks for joining us, and thanks for that info. So let me connect all the dots with the family. We do have son. We have son, and we have fiance, and we have nephew. Any more takers on Top Gun's family? Have we got anybody else involved? And if not, why not? Bring them in, share the video, and make it a family party watching them on board. I'll make sure that we give him some track time as well. Don't worry about that. It's Burn It Down in the lead though from Martin and Panda. early doors on their medium strategies. Pampern, Jacques, Salzmeister would hope to be further up the grid at this early stage of the race. Quite sure where Top Gun is relative to his rival in front, Stoffel. It's certainly not a minute and 44. That might be some desync we want to watch out for in the results later on. Thiago's not happy with Hamrick for that oversteer moment. Don't worry about it, Thiago. There's a long race to come. That will not be the only mistake we see tonight on traction. For that, I can put down a lot of money to put a bet down on that one. I think we'll see plenty of it. We certainly did last week, as the driver's just getting used to this one. Oh, front wing gone for Jacques. In fact, not worse than a front wing. That is a front corner off for Jacques. A DNF registered, first DNF in lap 3. A yellow flag. This looks to be a safety car, because I'm afraid there's a problem with the screen graphics that don't tell me about a safety car. It's one version of a safety car, whether it's virtual or real. We will only find out if the yellow symbol comes out on track. Martin's just caught Burn It Down actually on that previous lap. Looks like a VSC at this stage. Looks to be a VSC on lap 3. So that was Jacques. Somehow or other we managed to catch both of the major incidents so far, and they happen to be on stream. So we've got Ron on the hard tyres, closing in on Cowboy already, but Cowboy himself is 11 seconds away from Chicken Wing. So the big gap has opened up there. They could do with a full safety car here to make use of it, but anybody planning on pitting under the VSC? I don't think the medium runners will. It's a possible run here for an option for the soft runners, but actually with it, the VSC ended. We're back to green flag racing. 0.7 of a second separating Burn It Down and Martin. DRS has been enabled as well for the next time down through the first sector, second straight. So let's see, will Martin have a go here at his teammate? They've put a gap of 4 seconds on Panda through those first 4 laps. Very impressive speed from McLaren. I think that they will play the team game here and try to get away from the guys in front. They could just alternate using the DRS, and that will help them out no end. Francois says, Stoffel and J-Boy, are we talking about drivers close together? No, just who you're here to support, I imagine. So there is your top 2, separated by now just over a second, and the gap's opening up in the rest of the field. It is Burn It Down from Martin, Panda, Stoffel, Top Gun, Pampern, Avalac, Shane, J-Boy and Essitronic, the top 10 after 4 laps. See how I'm surprised to see no better pace coming out of Pampern's soft tyre run at the moment. He needs to make some headway. A drive through for Avalac. What is that about? Are these false starts for Chicken Wing and Avalac potentially? Drive through, unless that is a VSC infringement. I didn't see it on the screen. Did anybody else see what the indication was for those 2 drivers? Why did they get their drive through? And if you didn't see it, can you rewind the stream for me and let me know? That'd be super. Avalac, Pampern and Avalac heading through to finish out lap 5 now. In comes Pampern off the soft tyres. Interesting to come in after just 5 laps. He feels like the tyres have had it, or perhaps he feels as if he needs to repair some damage. Martin has closed right up on Burn It Down using the DRS through that corner, but he's not close enough to attack into turn 3. And then I think Burn It Down will slingshot back out that gap through the next 2 sectors. Ooh, a pit lane penalty for Ron. That's not going to help my prediction of him getting the driver of the day. So pit lane entry for Ron off the hard tyre. I'm assuming that's damage on the car. Thanks to Tormund, who saw VSC infringement, that Salzmeister got it as well. Now, if memory serves, I think Avalac got a drive through last race for VSC infringement. So maybe just playing a little bit close to the margins I don't want to miss an exchange for the lead here. In fact, everybody else's gap is over a second on the circuit, apart from Chicken Wing to AP Marg. So I will have a look at those two shortly. But as the lead two are 0.6 of a second apart, heading down the start-finish straight. Let's see if that is enough for Martin to be within range over either this straight or the next one. Martin is closing up. Burn It Down makes no attempt at a defence, so that gained about 0.4 of a second just on the straight from Martin to Burn It Down. That's what we will see next then, an attempt at a move potentially. Cowboy is retired from the session. A yellow flag has been caused. He is over in turn 15 where we saw the previous error as well, and I think we could end up with another. It looks to be a full safety car this time. He says just checking to see if the yellow marker has come out. Don't worry, we haven't suddenly got a Jordan race car. It is the safety car indicator on the track map. So some pit stops very well timed for the soft runners. That looks to be Saltzmeister coming in. That should rescue him there. Looks like Avalak has served his drive through. We're hoping not to pick up another one here in front of the safety car. 5 laps into a medium stint for the top 8. Will they bother to pit at this point? I'm not sure it will buy them much. And then you see Chicken Wing having to slow for the Delta to avoid a further penalty on the circuit. So we'll ride with the McLaren pairing at the front of this field as the safety car is waiting for them on the exit of turn 2. But will they slow it down and head into the pits? They could, of course, elect to pit now and run hards to the end. I'm not sure. Well, I know softs wouldn't make it here. Do you use a cheap pit stop when you can? What does Panda decide to do? Any of these top 8? It's a difficult decision. I would think more of them will stay out. And, well, okay, Martin knows I'm watching, and he fakes me out slightly there. Panda is coming in. Panda will come in for new tyres. Stoffel also behind Panda will come in, as will Top Gun off the medium tyre. Now, so if everybody is doing something different to the two leaders, is this a mistake on their account? Panda's put on the hard tyres. In comes J-Boy as well from 6th place, as Esitronic is slowing. And Sakib is here supporting Alfa Romeo. Zivan, don't know who you're supporting yet, let me know. But hello to you and thanks for joining us. Good to have so many people enjoying the racing with us tonight. Well, Avalak has avoided the pit lane too. So it's Burn It Down, Martin, Esitronic and Avalak deciding not to pit. Everybody else has gone onto hard tyres from the early medium runners. Pit stop also for Shane, gone onto hard tyres. Let's see what Chums decided to do. He's staying out. Saltzmeister likewise. Botha is 4 laps deep. That's a surprise to me to see him not come into the pits to shed those soft tyres. Chicken Wing has only just put the soft tyres on. And then we see what Ron is up to. He's at the tail of the field at the moment, which is P16. And Delman says, go SSL boys. You'll have to fill me in on that one. Who is SSL? Dalmain. Safety car then on lap 7, following the retirement of Cowboy, I think it was, but somehow or other we've lost Hamrick in that melee too. Whether he decided not to race any further, I don't think he caused stoppage. Jacques and Cowboy both getting it wrong into turn 15. Very difficult narrow corner, blind entry for, especially if you've got a car just in front of you. We are crossing our fingers collectively that we can hold the stream through to the end of the race. We've got 19 laps to go. Hopefully this is the final full course yellow for us. We've got some cars stopped there. Is that Ron stopped on track? Has he had an incident on the medium tyres? I think he did have an incident. He has dropped back behind AP Mark and was slow through that sector of the racetrack. Zivan says Panda and Stoffler got the upper hand here because of the new hard tyres, the highest placed new hard tyre runners. They will have trouble on the restart on the hard tyres, but it's certainly a good shout. Of course, the McLarens have got the pace, and they will be hoping to try and do medium to soft strategy. So if they can put in a gap here to the hard runner in front, just behind them, then their soft tyres will be good at the end of the race. But we're a long way away from switching to softs just yet. The mediums would have had a VSC and a full safety car cycle to readjust. And these two tail runners, AP Marg and Ron, not helping the prospects of starting the race soon. There is Chicken Wing. Unfortunately, Chicken Wing running past into the runoff of turn 3 under the safety car delta. I don't know whether he was maybe adjusting some dials on the circuit or listening in to his engineer. Missed the braking zone, but Chicken Wing slow through that sector of the track as well. Is AP Marg running AI here? He is, so Ron will be frustrated to be sitting behind him. So we'll see how the hard runners, Panda, Stoffel, Top go. Oh, that's a McLaren round with a broken front wing. Yet again, we've had a problem, and it's Martin. It's Martin who is waiting to turn the car out. That's a very quick turn round of the car, right? Runs over his own front wing as well, and that might slow down the eventual safety car. I don't know if he'll do anything silly about triggering that safety car to hold, but he's going to have to come in the pits and fix that front wing. Does that change his mind on his tyres as well? Burn It Down will be very surprised to see the pole sitter Martin and his teammate spin under the safety car. Not the first safety car incident we've seen, but wow, very dramatic, very unexpected from Martin. As the tyre temperatures drop, the grip drops as well. Martin has rejoined in 11th, but I fully expect a pit stop to come. It could well be that AP Marg and Ron, no, I thought that they were going to extend the safety car period, so the safety car will come in. That is really bad news for Martin. It's great news for Panda, who gets to restart this race directly behind Burn It Down. Let's see what the hard runners have managed to do with their tyre warming, and the drivers just snaking around to get that last bit of grip in the tyres. They don't want to go overdo it, because then Burn It Down will literally burn it and go for the restart if they're too far away from him. So a balancing act here for Panda, waiting for Burn It Down to launch. This is doing Martin no favours whatsoever either. Burn It Down goes for it now, lights the touch paper, away they go then for the restart on lap 8. Burn It Down in the lead by 0.6 of a second in the end, and in fact I think we'll have the tightest battle here. Pampern heading for J-Boys, for Avalak's Red Bull. Avalak himself on the used mediums, really closing in on Esitronic, who is slow away here from the restart, but it is Burn It Down from Sergeant Panda, just half a second away. Avalak, Pamper and J-Boy, Chums, Saltzmeister, Shane, all within DRS range potentially of each other on this restart lap. Once we get the DRS enabled, of course it was instantaneous off the VSC, but they have to wait until it is enabled on the real safety car. I can see AP Marg potentially back under control of his car. Let's just check that one out. No, he is still ghosting, but he's not not a huge amount slower than the drivers around him. Ron has overtaken him. Chicken Wing is down in 16th. Obviously had a problem coming out of that run. Martin, somehow or other, he decided not to pit Martin. Martin is running with a broken front wing around the streets of Azerbaijan. That is brave, brave stuff. So it must be very entertaining watching on board. Martin will ride with Top Gun for a moment though, who is trying to catch the car in front. I don't think he's close enough before DRS is enabled to launch an attack, but he can certainly use the slipstream. Oh, we've had another safety car triggered, and that is Chicken Wing DNFing in the castle. Was that? I can't actually see if that was an I am stupid moment, quoting Charles Leclerc's qualifying incident, but it looks very much like that is the position on track that it went wrong for Chicken Wing. Unfortunately, we saw him run late And there is a very, very relieved Martin heading into the pits for hard tyres and a new front wing as well. No, that's burning down. That's burning down from the lead of the race. Martin also pitting, but I'm really surprised to see Burn It Down pit right now. That gives Sergeant Panda the lead of the race with all new hard runners directly behind him. Stoffel, Top Gun and J-Boy. Salzmeister is on 4-lap old mediums. That is a neither here nor there kind of a strategy. That's a soft medium soft, I believe, for Salzmeister. That's going to be tricky if the safety cars continue at this rate. Chicken Wing has gone from the session. 15 cars remain for us. Martin, Botta, AP Marg all in the pits for new hard tyres here. Martin dropping back. Okay. A turn 2 incident for Martin. Very, very uncharacteristic here, but with cold, hard tyres, struggling to get the car back up to temperature. There we go. He's wiggling the car around, getting that temperature if he can. Take it easy though, Martin. There'll be a delay while the safety car is out for at least 2 laps, I imagine. We might want to look at the frequency with which the safety car is currently allowed to come out, because this is getting quite frequent now. Panda then has the lead of the race and track position on his rivals. Burn It Down has put on hard tyres, which won't be vastly different to the lead 4 drivers' tyres, and Shane in 6th. So Burn It Down will still have to work hard to get the kind of advantage he had earlier on. Should be exciting to see the McLaren drivers coming through from 8th and 15th respectively. Can we get round a safety car period without losing a driver to some kind of issue, I wonder? Martin is stuck behind AP Marg's Ghost. So when I said that we have 15 drivers left, we don't. We actually have 14 because AP Marg has left us, but his Ghost remains. Uh, 16 laps to go. I asked for your predictions. How about this one? Can you predict how many racing laps we will have remaining? Estetronic in the pits. So it's all changed once again in the order of our race. We've got, let's have a look at our position changes so far. It's been amazing for Ron, and he's helping me out here. My prediction was that he would pick up the official driver of the day from the game. He does have, I think, still a 5-second penalty on the board. Yes, indeed. Excuse me, but 11 places gained so far. 6 up for AP Mark's Ghost. 9 for Shane. And then a handful of places for the other drivers. Martin, the big loser so far, having got the pole position and currently in 14th place. But there's plenty of racing still to come. Burn It Down and Martin qualified on the front row. They're currently 8th and 14th respectively. So I'm expecting a big recovery from both of them. Panda will have another restart to do. I don't think he'll mind if his lead is alternating 1 or 2 laps with a safety car at this stage. No one's gaining track position or strategy advantage over him at this point. Hard tyres should be all good for the end of the race, of course, if we can actually see the end of the race at some point. Top Gun in 3rd, chases Stoffel, who chases Panda, and this is the restart. Yet again, we go for another restart with Panda leading. Remember to leave a like on the video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you want to follow me and my commentary, you can do. Best place is on Twitter at WebORed5. We have a YouTube channel, the same name, and a Discord server as well. So if, you can find me most everywhere, WebORed5. But we're about to restart this race. So the end of lap 11, Panda goes now. Stoffel is a quarter of a second behind, so not the best restart from Panda, or maybe just an amazing restart from Stoffel. So down in the order, any attacks coming into turn 1? Let's see. Yes, we do have an attack coming into turn 1. It's Pampern versus Chums, and Pampern made the move stick. Soft tyres, new soft tyres. He should be able to see some good performance out of his car now, and as he gets the traction and the slipstream on Avalak here, Pampern's going to have to be very, very careful. He'll get good braking performance, but he's too shy to go for another move here into turn 3. Lives to battle another day, does Pampern. Doesn't go straight into the back of Avalak. Times his braking very, very well into turn 4, but he's going to be frustrated here. He'll be looking for an ideal exit out of turn 16. Try and gain as much track position, and there we see the problem, getting too close to the driver in front through this middle sector of the racetrack. He loses ground but quickly picks it back up again, coming through the order. Burn It Down is in 7th place. Ron is in 8th place at the moment, so Burn It Down, I think, gaining 1 place so far on this lap, trying to get back into the lead of the race, and Martin up to P13 as well. But Pampern with the soft tyres should be the most entertaining driver on this section. He's looking for a way through turn 15. Let's not see any more drama in turn 15, shall we, folks? There is a yellow flag on the track. That looks to be Botta in the Red Bull dropping down to the back of the grid. Botta has not resumed movement yet, and I hope that doesn't mean the end of his race. Burn It Down is slipstreaming underneath the Alpha Tauri on the same tyres already on the way through turns 19 and through turn 20 as well. Can't seem to quite get the slipstream. He will get the slipstream as the sparks fly out the back of the McLaren. Would he be tempted to move down into turn 1? He is not. Pampern versus Avalak likewise, but Pampern just keeping his powder dry, waiting for a better opportunity, which could be the straight between turn 2 and 3. Burn It Down has lost a lot of ground here to Shane on this one, so Pampern not able quite to make a move. Martin is close to Chums here as Martin looks for the inside line into turn 3. There's no way through just yet, not quite close enough, but action up and down the grid as the McLarens move forward. Pampern's on soft tyres. Oh, we've just missed the overtake. Burn It Down versus Shane, and Burn It Down's got the job done around the turn 4, turn 5 mark. Into the pits comes Botta. That looks to be, is that going to be a retirement for Botta? Temporary yellow flag on the car, from the car I should say. Esitronic with a 3-second penalty for track limits, which is a difficult job to pick up a penalty for track limits around a track that is mostly lined with walls. Esitronic out of the race. Esitronic out of the race, and is that it's the castle section once again for Esitronic. Let's go down and have a look from AP Mark's Ghost. Will we see the damage? It's coming out of the castle actually for Esitronic in the Alfa Romeo, and that is another retirement for us. Looks like Botta was struggling to get the car around the corner as well. Chronic understeer on the car, but a yellow flag is all we are living with right now. Saltzmeister as Burn It Down passes J-Boy as well. Burn It Down right on the offensive here. DRS has finally been enabled, but he didn't need it to get past driver after driver. Here is Pampern watching Avalak versus Ron in front. Avalak trying to get the job done on Ron, and does so. Ron takes a circumspect line round the corner but loses out, and in fact lets Pampern's Haas through immediately. So Pampern with the soft tyres making use of that invitation with an open door. Saltzmeister on Top Gun. Will we see a move? Not quite. But it is all the way up and down the grid. Considering lap 2 we had like 1 second gaps between nearly every driver on the circuit. Everything is kicking off now on this restart period after our second safety car. Pampern cannot see a way through at the moment, but Martin is eyeing up the back of Ron's Alfa Romeo for an attack. Ron on old medium tyres reaching the end of their life. Everyone else on newer tyres. Ron may be wishing he'd pitted earlier on. And yes, I did just say earlier, Ron, by accident. Through the castle goes Ron, and slowing versus Pampern ahead. I think his tyres have absolutely dropped off the cliff at the end of lap 9 on his tyres. Saltzmeister will be struggling in a similar way, but he's staying with Top Gun up in front here in the battle for the final podium position. Saltzmeister is 1 second away now, just slipping out of DRS, but Burn It Down is right behind him, as is J-Boy behind him. So we should have a good slipstream battle coming up on this long straight. I would imagine we'll see Ron possibly pit now, given the pace he was operating at. Here is Burn It Down, not able to make a move, but closes within half a second. There is a pit stop from Botta at the moment. That was a very long pit stop from Botta. I wonder if he retired, but retired too late. Just disconnected maybe. I'll go and have a look in a second. I don't want to miss another overtake. Top Gun closing on Stoffel, but no, not close enough. Pampern tempted to a move against Avalak, but not close enough either. Let's go and see what's up with Botta here. He is under ghosted conditions, so either a disco or a late retirement, unfortunately for Botta. We've also lost AP Marg from active participation. Oh, Botta has a no, I thought he solidified. Has he? Has he not? He's in and out. He's dropping in and out. Esotronic, Chicken Wing, Sir Hamrick, Cowboy and Jacques all out of the race so far. And we've got 11 laps to go here in Azerbaijan. Race 2 of the Division 2 Championship. A reminder to tune into the Premier Division tomorrow, of course. That is Top Gun, just using the Pirelli advertised wall as a way to correct some oversteer. I wouldn't make a habit of it, but it's effective. And I think Top Gun, having hit that wall, has now sucked all the life out of his attack on Stoffel. Will also be vulnerable here to Saltzmeister, who's the first car with the DRS profit, and you've got Burn It Down on the new hard tyres on the front running pace, but hampered by the cars behind him. Panda's lead currently 3.3 seconds, driving very well indeed. Managing the gap now is Panda, but Saltzmeister harrowing the back of the Alpine, going on into turn 2. Another helping of DRS, but unfortunately for him, the car in front has DRS too. Saltzmeister and Top Gun both got DRS on the back of Stoffel, who had a poor lap that time out, and Panda also not the best lap either on these hard tyres, which are seeming to work pretty well for the drivers at this stage of the race. This is the best battle on the track. Botta has officially retired from the session now in the pits, so managed to reconnect at least long enough to retire in the pits. So 12 human drivers remain in our race. It has been a high attrition rate. 10 laps to go. Burn It Down, who led for the first stint of the race, passed up the opportunity to pit under the first safety car, but took the second safety car opportunity just 2 laps later. And Dominic is cheering on Panda as well, and J-Boy, so obviously a Mercedes team fan or driver. Good to hear from you, Dominic. I'm sure you'll be pleased to see both Mercedes in the top 6. Here is Burn It Down then, 0.6 of a second behind Saltzmeister as they start the main DRS area range, but I don't think that's usually enough to get the job done into turn 1. Further behind is J-Boy, just having to defend against Shane. Shane on those hard tyres. I think Shane is in contention for driver of the day with places gained so far. Just 1 penalty on the board. That's still Ron's 5-second penalty. Here comes Burn It Down then to the inside line against Saltzmeister. He's got the job done nicely out of turn 2 into turn 3, and through he goes. J-Boy and Shane have made contact. J-Boy, and that means Avalak can get through. Martin gets past Shane, and J-Boy struggling with the grip on the car. Do we see any damage on the Mercedes? I think that might be the front right end plate gone from the driver's perspective, or are my eyes deceiving me? We shall see when they pit, but unfortunately J-Boy losing at least one position to Avalak. No, it's the front left end plate, so it looks like he was perhaps stuck on the outside or touched the wall into turn 3, and he and Shane came to blows. Unfortunately, burn it down past Saltzmeister. He's now right up behind Top Gun as they approach the final sector of the racetrack. Oh dear, that was a McLaren losing bodywork. I'm sure. What? Which car just lost all that bodywork? It looked orange in the sunlight from what I saw. No, it was Top Gun. Unfortunately, with all of his family watching, Top Gun hit the wall coming out of turn 15. Must have been orange or gold Duracell that I saw flash up from the scene. So with 9 laps to go, that means that Top Gun will be forced to pit now for damage repair. Saltzmeister has managed to take advantage of that loss of momentum from Burn It Down to be within a shout here of a potential retake of a podium position now against Burn It Down. He needs a good exit out of 2, but it looks like Burn It Down has got grip to spare. Saltzmeister struggling on 12-lap old medium tyres, and that's Top Gun in the pits for a new nose, dropping down the order. I don't know if he's in range for a soft tyre run here at the end of the race. He'll have the opportunity to do 8 laps on low fuel, so it is I think it's within range. Pampern pits and puts on medium tyres, oddly enough, at this stage of the race, and Josh says hopefully Saltz can keep it together till the end. Well, I'm not sure anybody can be guaranteed a result at this point. It is very difficult. Surely Saltzmeister will be pitting for soft tyres in the next lap or 2. We've seen drivers pit from 9 laps on the medium that early. That drama nearly every lap of the race so far here. J-Boy in 7th, managing to recover slightly because of that contact he had with Shane, who is now behind him on the circuit. Martin has overtaken J-Boy and is moving up the field. Remember, Martin, your pole sitter tonight, who was plumb last at one point as well. So Saltzmeister is 1.6 seconds behind Burn It Down in the final podium position, and it looked like Top Gun did have to fit a new wing and is running in 10th position right now. Put medium tyres on, but he put old medium tyres on, and I wonder if that was a mistake on Top Gun or a mistake on our grid, our tower here on the left hand side of the screen. Sometimes the tower doesn't update properly, but sometimes your engineer in the pit for an unscheduled pit stop can just forget to check which tyres that you're going to get put on, and he is on used tyres according to my information and your information on the screen. Top Gun, that won't make him happy at all, but he has got a gap at the moment to Pampern of 4 seconds, but 4 seconds plus 5 seconds as Ron pits from 7th, so that means Top Gun moves up a place, and also Ron will serve that 5-second penalty. It's Martin closing on the back of Ligona Avalak now. That is our next action lined up for you, but pretty much you could just sit a camera on turn 15 and just wait for the action, I think, every lap. So you wouldn't get many overtakes, but you would see every inch of every accident so far. Or a static overhead from one of these tall buildings looking down the castle to turn 15 maybe. Is that the Palace around turn 15? If I remember correctly, I think that might be the Palace. Burn It Down has caught Stoffel at a rate of knots on this lap as well, much faster than Martin has caught Avalak. So let's see, where are those two drivers? They're just starting the start-finish straight. The end of lap 19, start of lap 20. This could be Burn It Down moving into 2nd place. Looks to be very, very easy for him. Through he goes, nice and clearly. Oh, was that a compromised narrow run through turn 1? A little bit of oversteer potentially, but Martin has overtaken Avalak. Martin into the same corner as Burn It Down. Synchronised moves into turn 1 from the McLaren team, but Martin running wide through turn 2. One wasn't super comfortable, was it? So Stoffel trying to stay here with Burn It Down, but not quite managing it. Panda is only 2.7 seconds in the lead of this race, and he didn't really have an answer to Burn It Down's pace earlier on, and Burn It Down is on better tyres. Be a mighty recovery here for Burn It Down if he can manage to get himself back in the lead of this race. Martin ahead of Avalak. Avalak not really able to keep pressure on too much. Pretty sure the drivers will all be holding their breath every time they try and take the car through the castle. It's always an element of doubt. So with 6 laps to go, it's Panda 2.2 seconds ahead of Burn It Down, 1 second ahead of Stoffel, who has a 3-second gap then to Salzmeister, who himself has a 2.5 second gap to this battle between Martin and Avalak, where Martin has just prospered on the turn 1 of the previous lap. Then J-Boy, Shane, Top Gun, Pampern, Ron on soft tyres now to the end. Chums and AP Marks Ghost with 12 drivers still in their seats, still racing with us. You can disregard AP Mark's time and lap at the moment. Avalak just slipping out of that DRS range. Managed to catch a distant toe, but not able to pick back up into the DRS range there. So Panda 2.4 seconds now, deciding to add a bit of pace to the car, unless Burn It Down is charging his ERS. That might be well worth a look. Shall we have a look at Burn It Down at the moment? Yeah, obviously had to spend a lot to get past Stoffel on similar tyres. So charging this lap, Sergeant Panda has 67% ERS remaining for the end of this race. So he's certainly kept plenty in reserve. Smart driving from Panda. Use it when you need to, but at all other times, I think, save it for the end of the race. Never know if you're going to need it, or you fancy of course the bonus is if you don't use it, you can go for a fastest lap run at the end. Ron should be pretty quick at this point, might well be going for a fastest lap attempt. Shall we join Ron and see what he's trying to do here? And right on cue, another safety car, unfortunately. That will frustrate Panda after having built the lead. Chums picks up a 5-second penalty for pitting. Now, I would imagine some drivers will choose soft tyres. Will one of those drivers be Panda? He has the most to lose. Burn It Down could opt not to stop. But I think with the gaps, I think some drivers will put soft tyres on at the end of this race. Panda is maximising his delta here to try and extend the gap. He goes through. He decides not to pit, so that hands the initiative to Burn It Down, who does pit on this lap. Stoffel doesn't. Martin does. Avalak in the pits too. Salzmeister as well goes into the pits. J-Boy stays out, so trying to get track position on these drivers and maybe do the team protection job here for his teammate. That's very, very smart Mercedes team driving for J-Boy. You could argue they should split the strategy, but actually J-Boy could be the thing that stops the soft runners getting on terms with his teammate Panda in the lead of this race. The other thing that's going to help is Stoffel in the mix as well. Fantastic strategic options in play here as Top Gun decides to pit for soft tyres. He'll be relieved as well to get back into the action, but he will be behind another